Over 10 years ago, I was a college student for the first time. I didn't know how I was going to pay for my basic needs in school or how I was going to pay for college, but it was what I wanted to do. The week before school started, my father called me downstairs and gave me some important mail. Inside there was a credit card. All my problems were solved. No job, no money, but credit. Credit to my name just because it was me and I was 18. I started off with great credit my freshman year of college, but I was just one financial emergency away from ruining my credit. 1 year later, in the summer of 2007, that financial emergency came, and I now had bad credit. I didn't fix it till about 3 years ago. I had always tried to start to pay down my debt, but as soon as I did, it seemed like another financial emergency would arise. In addition to my credit struggles, when I did finally get a job in school, I lived paycheck to paycheck and continued to do so for most of my life. I decided enough was enough, and I took charge of my finances and learned about credit utilization, credit mix, interest, principal, how to save, how to budget, invest, balance a checkbook. My financial situation sounds like many of our stories. My story is an American story. Chances are you too live paycheck to paycheck as well. 78% of us do it. Had I known that 18% interest really meant on a loan for a Mustang I purchased when I was 24, I would have still bought it. But later in life, with a different car salesman, a different bank, and a lower interest rate, 78% of us are an emergency away from financial ruin and digging ourselves deeper into financial despair. We live by each week. Why? Why do we do this in this great country where we have it all figured out, where we have so many resources at our disposal? This is the land of opportunity. This is the home of the brave. 3 out of 4 of us in this room live paycheck to paycheck. Excuse my French, but we are broke. Financial responsibility and literacy is the single most important survival skill in modern times, yet we teach our kids how to dissect frogs before we teach them how to balance a checkbook. We teach them how to write a report, but we will not teach them how to write checks. We teach them about founding fathers, but when it's time to pay our debts, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, and George Washington are nowhere to be found. Money isn't the most important thing in America, but considering the nation is $1 trillion in debt itself, it's time to make a change. The change starts in our schools by making financial courses a part of the curriculum in school. Many of us who struggle financially make one small mistake that changes our whole lives. Wouldn't it be great if we can prevent that by preventing it and teaching it in school? Financial problems also lead to depression, suicide, and crime. Financial education is what's missing in our schools. Some might argue that our teachers are not qualified to teach financial literacy. Well, they too can learn just like the students. We have to start somewhere. Learning one financial term is a step in the right direction. If you live paycheck to paycheck, I challenge you to take charge of your finances by learning from great financial leaders. Dave Ramsey, Grant Cardone, Jay Morrison, Caesar Pena, and Warren Buffett. Until we take initiative to teach our children financial education, we must train ourselves. We will be a better nation for it. We can change if we do it. Our children will be happy for us. Our grandchildren and their children will reap the benefits, and the changes if we make our education system change now. If we can save one human who is depressed and desperate because their financial burden is heavy, if we can prevent one robbery because that man or woman is hopeless and decides to turn to crime to solve their problem, if we can silence the suicidal voice that one may have because they're so deep in debt and they feel like they'll never make it out, we can win. Financial education in schools is the way we win. Thank you.